There are thousands of anime and manga out there, and honestly, most of them never get the true ending they deserve. We fall in love with these worlds, these characters, these stories, only for them to stop halfway or drag on forever without a real conclusion. So in this video, I'm going to talk about some of my favorite picks, series that either ended abruptly or ones we'll probably never get to see finished the way they should have been. And hey, if you enjoy this kind of video, make sure to like, subscribe, and drop your favorite unfinished anime or manga down in the comments. Alright, first up we've got Berserk. And honestly, I don't think there's a better place to start. Berserk is one of those stories that just hooks you right away. It's brutal, it's dark, but at the same time, it's full of this deep emotional core about pain, survival, and the will to keep moving forward. It follows Guts, this lone mercenary fighting his way through a cruel, unforgiving world. And along the way, he's caught in this struggle against demons, destiny, and his own trauma. Now here's the thing. Kentaro Miura, the creator of Berserk, passed away in 2021, and that was devastating. Miura wasn't just a manga artist, he was a legend. His art was on another level. Every panel looked like a painting. When he died, it hit fans hard because we all knew it meant we'd never get the true ending he had in mind. The story is being continued by his assistants, guided by Miura's close friend Koji Mori, who knew the direction of the plot. And you know what? They're doing a good job. It still feels like Berserk. But no matter how faithful they are, it'll never quite be the same. It'll never truly be Miura's vision. And that's the heartbreaking part. We'll probably never know exactly how Berserk was supposed to end. Next up is Hunter x Hunter. Man, this one hurts in a different way. Because unlike Berserk, where the creator passed away, Hunter x Hunter is still technically ongoing. But it feels like we may never see the full story play out. The manga follows Gon and Killua on this wild adventure through a world of hunters, where every arc just gets bigger, crazier, and more ambitious. Togashi, the creator, is a genius when it comes to writing. The way he built tension, strategies, and these insane battles, there's nothing else like it. But the problem is, his health has been a huge struggle for years. Because of that, Hunter x Hunter goes on hiatus all the time, sometimes for years. And while he's been able to return here and there with new chapters, the story is still so far from being wrapped up. A lot of fans are worried that Togashi might not be able to finish it, and honestly, it's a scary thought. So, we're kind of stuck in this limbo, where the story is amazing, but the chances of seeing the true ending from Togashi himself are getting slimmer and slimmer. And that makes Hunter x Hunter one of those masterpieces that might never reach its proper conclusion. Now let's talk about Highschool of the Dead. This one is a bit different from Berserk or Hunter x Hunter, but the heartbreak is the same. The series kicks off with that classic zombie apocalypse setup. A bunch of high school students trying to survive while the world falls apart around them. But what made it stand out was how wild and unapologetic it was. It mixed over-the-top action, ridiculous fan service, and genuine tension in a way that honestly made it really fun to read and watch. But here's the sad part. The author, Daisuke Sato, passed away in 2017. And because of that, the story just stopped. No final arc, no closure, no resolution for the characters. It was like someone hit pause in the middle of the apocalypse and never pressed play again. Fans have always wondered what could have been if the story kept going. But now we'll never know how it was truly supposed to end. And while Highschool of the Dead might not have been as deep or groundbreaking as Berserk or Hunter x Hunter, it still had its own charm, and it's another example of a series cut short before it could reach its conclusion. Next up is the 12 Kingdoms. Now this one's a bit more of a hidden gem compared to the others, but for people who've seen it, they know how special it is. It's based on a series of fantasy novels, and the anime adaptation pulled viewers into this incredibly rich world full of kingdoms, politics, mythology, and these really grounded human struggles. It's one of those shows that felt way ahead of its time. But the problem is, the anime just kind of stopped. It didn't cover the full story from the novels, and it left us hanging in the middle of something that was clearly building up to so much more. To make matters worse, even the novels went through a long hiatus because the author stopped writing for years. She did eventually come back, but the anime never returned to adapt the rest, which means anime-only fans never got the proper closure. So, The 12 Kingdoms is one of those stories that had all the potential in the world, but it was left unfinished, at least in anime form. And honestly, it's frustrating, because the world building and characters were so good, you can't help but feel like we were robbed of seeing it all play out on screen. Alright, let's get into Akame ga Kill. Now this one is kind of a tricky case, because technically the anime did give us an ending, but if you've read the manga, you know it wasn't the real one. The series starts off with Tatsumi, this country boy who joins up with Night Raid, the group of assassins fighting against a corrupt empire. It's brutal, it's emotional, and it really doesn't hold back when it comes to killing off major characters. That was part of what made it stand out. You never knew who was going to survive until the end. But here's where things went sideways. The anime caught up to the manga before the story was finished. Instead of waiting, the anime made up its own ending and rushed everything to a close. And while it wasn't terrible, it definitely wasn't the same as the manga's true ending. It felt kind of forced and unsatisfying, especially for people who were invested in the story and wanted to see how it really played out. So in the end, Akame ga Kill is one of those anime where, yeah, we got an ending, but not the one it deserved. And for a lot of fans, that makes it feel incomplete, like the real story was left behind in the manga. Now let's talk about Kingdom. This one is kind of in a different category, because unlike some of the others on this list, it's not abandoned or unfinished yet. It's still going strong. The story is this massive historical epic about the Warring States period in China, and it follows Shin, a war orphan who dreams of becoming the greatest general under the heavens. And honestly, it's amazing. Huge battles, political intrigue, strategy, and characters that feel larger than life. But here's the thing. Kingdom is long, like really long. We're already over 770 chapters, and it's nowhere near done. The Warring States period lasted decades in real history, and the manga is trying to cover all of that in detail. So realistically, it could take Hara, the author, decades more to actually finish it. And that's where the worry comes in. As much as we all love Kingdom, there's this nagging fear that it might end up being one of those stories that's too massive to ever see completed in the way it was meant to be. It's an incredible journey, but the ending feels so far away that some fans wonder if we'll ever actually get there in our lifetime. Finally, let's talk about Vagabond. This one hits differently because it's all about scope and perfectionism. It's Takehiko Inoue's retelling of the life of the legendary samurai Miyamoto Musashi. And honestly, the art alone is enough to blow your mind. Every panel is like a painting. The battles, the landscapes, the expressions. It's incredible. But here's the frustrating part. Vagabond is unfinished. Inoue hasn't officially ended it, and he's known for taking his time to make everything perfect. The problem is, perfectionism and scope mean it might remain incomplete forever. Fans have been waiting for closure for years, and there's always this sense that the story could have been even more epic if it were finished properly. So Vagabond joins this list as another masterpiece that left us hanging. A story that's brilliant, but may never reach the conclusion it truly deserves. So yeah, these are just a few of the anime and manga that left us hanging, either because they were cut short, dragged on forever, or will probably never see the ending they deserved. It's frustrating, but at the same time, it's kind of part of the charm. These stories stay with us even without a proper conclusion. If you enjoyed this list, make sure to like, subscribe, and drop your favorite unfinished anime or manga in the comments.